Hey, this is Gracie and Kunjay. I've tried to do this video so many times now. The first time I did it yesterday, I spent 3.5 hours or so. And I did go to the bathroom like in between also. The video itself isn't going to end up that long, but yeah. But it's like, still at least 3 hours long, so that is a bit. Yeah. So I was thinking I want to try to make a little bit of a shorter video. And do like more of a bit of a summary of like that video or something. So yeah. And then I tried another one, but then like I wasn't home alone anymore. Which I mean, like after like yeah, that was like almost then 4 hours. Makes sense. And also like my computer's having some issues, so like it took me some time before I even were able to start making a video. So yeah. But anyways, next up in Jorvik. And like what I said immediately, like when I looked at this picture for the first video, because like, I mean, obviously that's when I read through it and so I know what it is. But I was saying that like, either this is a new area or it is like the Baroness's Manor, like the Silverglade Winery Vineyard. Yeah, I don't know, I don't quite remember exactly what it's called in game, so, but yeah. But anyways, and I feel like, it kind of looks a bit like that, but obviously it looks a little different because, I mean, either, like it would be a brand new place or it would be an updated old place, yeah? So, and it's just like, I couldn't think of any place where there would be like, a building like this for like a new area because, like, I feel like we would probably either get the castle or the like little piece that's left by redwoods and all. And I mean, by redwoods, I don't think that there would be any buildings probably up there. Um, at least not something like this. And by the castle, like we have the castle, and probably if there are other buildings close to it, it would probably be something in that style. So yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of must be like the Baroness's Manor, because I can't think of anything else. And it's like it looks different, obviously, but it also like it still reminds me of the Silverglade Manor. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a lot of things throughout this video, so just like hang on. I'm gonna say Silverglade Manor. I'm gonna say the Baroness's Manor. I'm gonna say the Vinery, the Vineyard. It's the same thing. Yeah. So, it's just like called so many things, kind of. So yeah, and it's like, of course, we don't really at this moment have such a steep hill up to it, but I mean, we do have like the zigzag pattern, so like if you were to do that in a straight line, instead of zigzag, it would be like, a steep hill. So, yeah. And I don't quite know if this is like from the front or from the side or something. I feel like it kind of could be either. So, yeah, so it's like, and of course, like, an updated old area is going to like, um, it's often going to like, look a little bit of the same, and it's going to look similar because, it's supposed to serve somewhat of the same purpose. So yeah, like, when Silverglade got updated, like, there were still like houses and all around and the like townhouse or whatever, clubhouse. But it just looks a little different now. So it's like, it is similar, but not quite the same. Um, yeah, and I mean, for Moreland, like, sure, it is a difference, but it's not that noticeable. Because, like, it is, like, quite similar from before. I think Idris like did some changes to the circus, but I didn't notice anything, so yeah. Uh, so that's like, I think, like, I mean, we were told that something was different, but I don't know what was changed really with that. So yeah. And I mean, like, I still get lost in the the Hollywoods. And well, they like, it looks different, but also it looks like the buildings and all, like, yeah, they look different, but it's like it's placed kind of like in the same place or somewhat same place. So it's like, even though it is like looking different, it's like, it has a lot of the same elements. So of course, like, for a forest, it's gonna be like, like if all the trees are different, um, then it's gonna look more different than buildings because it's like, oh yeah, this is, like the library, and this is like, whatever the heck else, you know? So it is like, it's gonna feel different with like a forest than a village or some, because like, in the forest it's gonna be like, all the trees are going to be different and they might be placed in different places as well and all. Whereas like houses should be in pretty much the same place, even though it looks different. So it's going to be like less different. So yeah, and also like would say that like the terrain in the Hollywoods is very different from before. So it's like that's why that feels more different as well, than certain of the other places are going to feel and do feel, the ones that have been changed. So, yeah. And I mean, like, I'm still getting lost in all the woods. I haven't spent that much time there. Um, but it's also like, it's an updated old area. So it's like, even though it is, like, looking very different, it's like, I don't really remember that it's different when I'm in other areas because it's like, yeah, Whaledale existed before. Been there, done that kind of. So it's like, yeah, it looks different, and when I'm there, I notice. I don't really think about it when I'm in other areas. So when I'm not in there, I don't really notice that there is a difference. So yeah. So it's like, while I do understand that we'll probably get, like all of the older areas updated at some point, and well, that is probably very important for the game to like keep on running smoothly and all. Um, I prefer like actual new areas instead of like old updated ones because it's like, it's going to be more different and it's going to be like, a bunch of things we haven't seen before because we literally haven't been up that area before. Whereas, an old updated area is going to be, sure, different, but it's also like, there's going to be a lot of similarities. And I feel like for, like the Hollywoods, it looks more different than, certain other places are going to look. And also the medieval stuff. Obviously, there was nothing there before. There was just like, grass and rocks and hills and all. So then, putting something there when there was nothing, of course, that looks really different because, there was nothing there before. So it was like, nothing to really like compare it to. Whereas, there was something here before, so it's probably not going to look that different. And also, the thing with this one, too, if this is, well, I mean, if this is, it is the Silvergate Manor. It's probably going to be in somewhat the same style as like the Baroness's racetrack and all, because that kind of like feels like it's a pair. Yeah, so it's probably going to look a lot like that, and yeah, so it's kind of like then it's going to be somewhat of the same as before, just looking a little different, and then it's going to be the same style as the Baroness's racetrack. So it's also going to be like a style we've seen before, so that is gonna make it look less different and less, like new. Um, so yeah. And while of course like I don't mind old places getting updated, I understand that it's important. I do prefer like new areas over old updated ones. So yeah. But anyways, next up in Jorvik, and this came out like on Friday and it's Tuesday today. I didn't know that it came out on Friday, so I didn't notice until like Monday. And then I tried to do it, but that didn't go too well. But anyways, welcome to Wardrobe, November 6th. It's finally time for the first iteration of our updated wardrobe, with more space and a new UI. So that is like user interference, I think. And I mean first iteration, then it seems like, we're gonna get other iterations later on, which, I mean, we're probably like, as time passes, we're probably gonna need more space again at some point. So, I was kind of like expecting us to get, like more space later on, anyways. But this seems maybe like it's gonna be in not like years, but maybe like, sooner. And I mean, the more space is like much needed. And even though I don't really like care about items too much, we, like sometimes just get them for free and all, and yeah, and sometimes I can't afford it on my other account, so then I have to get it on Jamie where I have too much stuff already. So, yeah. So while I don't care about stuff really, I kind of want to like just have everything and keep it. So, yeah. So while I don't really care about the item itself for the most part, I kind of just want to like have everything so that like if it like, is no longer in the game at some point, I still have it. So I really like the first part of this, but then comes the second part. We also welcome our second Trailblazer track, Trail of Splendor, where you get points and can claim rewards by just going about your daily routine in game. So I mean, I don't know if I've talked about like the other Trailblazer track in a video I posted because I, for the most part just post the next up in Jorvik, but I hated the last one. And I feel like it could have been done so well because like have they only like given us like maybe like 3 months or more to do it, not just like 1 month or less, or like we would have gotten more points for the things we did, um, or like we would have needed less points in total. Possibly, like, if we could have chosen what items we wanted instead of just like, when you get this amount of points, you get this item. Because I just don't really care about, like, half of the items, I guess. I think it was last time. So, if we could have, like, then just chosen which items we would get, then, I could have gotten the ones I wanted and not bothered with the rest. Um, so, yeah. And I also really don't like the, like idea of forcing people to play a game because it's like, forcing people to do stuff isn't going to make them want to. And yeah, it's important that people want to play a game because if they don't want to, they might quit because it's like, why play if you don't enjoy it? And yeah, for the last one, I wanted to quit so many times. I did not notice that for the first couple of things a day, you got like more points, and then it got like less. You got less and less as you went on. Um, but yeah, apparently Sorceable want us to play every single day, and not just like play for a long time at a time. So yeah, I started to realize that after like actually paying attention to the points I got for doing stuff. And I did see that, like, oh, I'm actually getting, like 100 points, and then 75, then 50, and then 20. after that, like, um, for like not the collecting things, but the rest. So, yeah. So started to notice that, like, okay, they actually want us to be on every single day and not just be on for a long amount of time at once. Yeah, I was on for, I think it was actually more than 12 hours the first day, and then like more than 9 hours the next two that I was on, and then I was on just for like a little bit after that because I was so sick of Star Stable. And I mean, even on like day one of being on for more than 12 hours straight, yeah, without any breaks. I mean, sure, I probably like went to the bathroom and had something to eat in between and all. I don't know if I did a video for all that time. I think I actually probably did, but I would like pause it and like, mute this one because you can't pause it like that. But yeah, so I would be like, eating in between, drinking in between, using the bathroom in between, like, but like the video is like, for I think all of that time. So it's like good content, but like, oh gee, how I wanted to quit after not even too long. So yeah, because I don't like repetition. Never have, never will. And I mean, the only things I have to do on Star Stable on my main account is, the same old that I've been like sick of doing for years now. Um, so yeah, I'm sure I do have like, some quests left actually on my two other accounts. But it's like, I've already done these quests on my main account, so and I also kind of like to do, like just do a lot of quests in one. So like, just like keep on doing quests until I feel like, no, I'm sick of it. And with the system where like, you get 100 points for the first few things. I think it was 4 things you do, then 75, then 50, and then 20 after that. I mean, sure, then you can do like 12 before it starts being like 20. But it's just like, I like to keep on doing quests until I feel like I don't want to do this anymore for a while. And that system doesn't quite work with Star Stable wanting people to be on every single day. So it's not really much of a solution to be on my old accounts either. So yeah. Um, so yeah, because it's like, doing quests there, like I can't do it the way I like to do quests. So, mm-hmm. And I'm just like, also some of the quests I just don't feel like doing right now. So it's like, I'm not so interested in really, well, playing Star Stable, honestly, at the moment, because I'm so sick from the Trailblazer track. Also the like ribbon championship thingy. Um, so yeah, because I did that on my like extra account. My thoughts behind that was that like that's a level 17 account, and I was thinking like level 17 means that I'm gonna be in a group with people like in level 17 and all. Um, yeah, I was once in a group with someone in level 27, and I didn't even know that was possible at the moment. So to reach level 27. So yeah. And like, towards the end I noticed that like, well, if you don't take care of your horses, which of course I don't care to do that. And I'm not like on too often anyways. Um, I'm only on whenever like, I kind of need to. Yeah. But yeah, so if you don't take care of your horses, they go like half of the normal speed. I just noticed that like towards the end of that, and I was like, oh gee, I don't think I would have done much better, but like, yeah, but it's just like I don't care for like, having good tack and clothes and all like good stats for that or whatever. So it's like, yeah, I don't think that I would be able to do much better even if I had the best stats for everything and all. Like, I still think I would lose. So, yeah. And I'm just like not that interested in championships at all. And I mean, I skipped the first championship ribbon thingy because I was like, I just don't feel like it's worth it. I mean, I'm by no means the best at championships. So, and I mean, the best people would have to do 50 championships. And you only have, like, a month or less. So it's like, yeah, and not everyone can be on every single day. Um, so it's just like, yeah. And it takes so much time to, like, wait for championships too. And you can't really do much else if you're just waiting. So, and yes, I tried to do championships on my phone, but that's, like, impossible. So yeah, so it's like, if I want to actually do the championship, I have to do it on my computer. Um, so yeah, and I mean, you still got like a point if you just signed up and you like failed. So on my phone, I would be like doing that sometimes. But yeah, it's kind of like, when you have less than 30 minutes in between championships, because, like if it starts at like half, then it takes a couple of minutes after half until it's finished, and then you've got to go to another place, and you've got to sign up before. Um, well, yeah, let's say like it was like half like the last one, and then now it's like two. So then you got to sign up like a little bit before two before you can like do it. Um, in order to actually be able to do the championships, you gotta sign up a bit before it starts, so like you don't even have 30 minutes, you might have like 25, maybe a little bit less than that too. And like, sure, there are some things you can do in between, but it's like, if I were to do things like in between championships without just like sitting and watching the like and waiting on Star Stable, like I would like go out of Star Stable and do stuff, I would sometimes miss it. So yeah, because it's like, I'm not paying attention to the time always. Um, so yeah, I'm probably not gonna do any of those like championship ribbon thingies again. Maybe next year if there's another like Halloween design for them, but besides from that, I don't think I'm gonna do it again because it's like I don't like championships too much. So like, why make myself suffer through doing championships that I don't really enjoy in the first place to get just some ribbons? It's like, sure, if I were the best at championships and I always place like first, three, fourth place, which I don't. I typically place last, regardless of how many people are in. Um, yeah, I'm that good. I know. Um, so good at this. I mean, like, so if I were like of the best and always place first through fourth place, I would need to do 50 championships. And since, I'm not one of the best, then like I'll have to do way more. So I think I did like, more than 100 championships. And for someone who doesn't like championships and doesn't like repetition, then to, like do championships and repetition, because, you're just doing the same championships over and over, yeah. Oh, that was so dreadful. So dreadful. And I feel like the Trailblazer track is kind of a little bit of the same. I mean, of course, sure, you do have a bit more of an option in what you want to do, but it's still just like, what people who don't have anything left to do in game, like nothing new. You're just stuck doing the same old stuff. Um, and yeah, I mean, like, I don't like repetition. I've been, like, sick of these things for years now. I'm not going to enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I didn't like the Lost Trailblazer track because I just don't like everything combined. I feel like it could be something really good, but it just isn't. So I hope it isn't the same as Lost. And we're gonna see that tomorrow, so yeah. But I am scared that it might just be the same as the last time. So yeah. So, but yeah, it's just like if we have like, at least 3 months and then everything else was the same. Or, we got more points for doing stuff. Um, way more points for doing stuff. Or, like you could pick what items you want. Um, or I feel like we probably like there should be more than just one of them. Or like we could actually get something new and then actually new stuff to do in game. That would be great. But like, I mean, we're not getting any new stuff to do, so stuck doing the same old stuff that I at least am so sick of. Um, the time is going to be about the same, a month. I don't quite remember exactly how long it was last time, but yeah, something similar. And I mean, of course, we don't know about the points yet at all. So I don't know how much points we're going to get for doing stuff. And I mean, I doubt we're going to be able to like pick what items we want. So, not looking forward to this at all. And it's like, I am contemplating just not even bothering to log in tomorrow and just not doing this. I have heard from some people on Instagram, and these are just rumors, so I don't know if it's true. But they said something about that, like these items will be in the global shop 6 months after the Trailblazer track is over, and that goes for like all of them. So for the last one too. I mean, of course, there hasn't been 6 months since the last Trailblazer track was done, so we don't actually know yet. Um, so yeah. So it's like I wish that there had been like 6 months, or that it would at least be confirmed that like these things will be added in global shop later for the people who like aren't able to get them or can't be bothered. Yeah. Not that I think I would buy them in global shop. um, but it's just like it's nice to be able to like have the option to get it. For the people who want to get it and all. Um, so yeah, and for the people who couldn't. Like want to but couldn't, yeah. Um, but yeah, since we don't know, then it's like, should I just like hope that it will be in global chat and I could get it later if I really want to, or and then just not bother with the Trailblazer track, or should I do the Trailblazer track just in case it's not available later? I don't know. So yeah, so I'm like I want to get the stuff, not because I care about the stuff too much, but just because I want to like have the stuff. But I really don't want to do the Trailblazer track because I mean, doing the Trailblazer track is just doing like uh, old things that I've done way too many times for my liking. Um, so yeah, so it's just like, do I risk not being able to get the stuff at all and just skip the Trailblazer track, or do I do the Trailblazer track even though I really don't want to? And it's like, I mean, last time, I really wanted to quit Star Stable, and since I've only really ever been on, ever actually not. But yeah, since the last one, I've only been on when I needed to be on. Like, I could log in today, I could log in yesterday. What's the point? Like, I just don't enjoy Star Stable the same that I did back in the day. Because back in the day, I could literally just log in to ride around and do nothing. Um, but these days, I just like, well, I mean, Star Stable has just sucked the joy out for me. With, like, so many times of, like, making Star Stable feel more like a chore and forcing me to be on to be able to get stuff. Um, so yeah. So yeah, and it's like there hasn't really been that many new things added in game this year. I went through it in that like 3 hour long video. And I mean, like, we've gotten two tiny quests this year. And then, like, sure, we've gotten, like, more soul rider quests, dailies. I don't even know what to call them. And sure, those are not the same as before, but, like, I'm being doing it, like, once that I'm, like, already bored of it. Because it's like, it doesn't feel quite new, even though, like, yeah, we're doing, like, something new. It's like, you're riding around, you're clicking on stuff. We've done that so many times. Um, yeah, finding the dolls for Ivrissa, like, we found donkeys before. We found, like, Token and taking pictures of him. And was there another, like, stuffed toy we took pictures of? I don't even know. Spiders! Stars! And it's like, all of it just seems so pointless because it's like, I don't even know if you get anything for collecting all of that. Um, at least not much, and it just seems so pointless because it's like, yeah, like it doesn't really do much if you do it or not, yeah, or at least I don't think so. So it's just like, yeah, Star Stable just kind of seems pointless. It's like, okay, we're doing this, but for what, and also like the mini quests we've had this year, like one was like the we're tracking like a draconium shipment, and then we're like sending it through a portal to like blow up the oil rig. Like, what was the point of that? Like, what did that even do? I don't know. I feel like it's just like it didn't really do much. Like it was just a bunch of nonsense, really. Um. So yeah. And it's like I feel like some of the quests, like before, that are really memorable and all, they were really good. And like lately, in the last couple of years, I don't feel like we've gotten any good quests. And I have heard like rumors about that Star Stable don't really have a quest team, so makes sense that the quests ain't too good. But still, like quests are more like my second favorite thing to do. The first one being exploring new areas. Yeah, and it's just like, I feel like both of those have been really bad lately, the last couple of years. Like, I mean, do I really remember any, like, good quests, since, like, Elizabeth died? No! No, I don't! And when was that? Like, that feels like forever ago. Like, that's been years for sure, right? Um, I don't even think, like, I had this computer back then. Like, when was that even? Like, that feels like forever ago. And then since then, it's just been like, what has been happening after that? I don't even know. I honestly don't even remember. Because it's like, it hasn't been memorable enough. Um, so yeah. So like, back in the day, we would have like so many actual good quests, and these days it's just like, it just seems so pointless. And it makes like logging into Star Stable feel pointless because it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, what's the reason for even doing this? And I feel like that's Star Stable these days. Just why even bother to log in? And I hate that that's, like what it's come to because, when I started with Jamie, I was on every single day for like, I don't know, half a year, whatever. Um, and these days it's just like, ugh, logging into Star Stable. Do I have to? And yeah, if it's like, no, I don't actually have to, then I'm not going to. So yeah. And I think it's sad that it's, like come to this. Um, because I mean, like, Once I used to, like, just log in to ride around and, like, do nothing really. And now it's like, do I have to log in? Um, yeah, and it's just like, I'm contemplating even logging in tomorrow because it's like, why bother? I don't want to do the Trailblazer track. Sure, I want the stuff from it, but can I even be bothered? Because, like, like, I mean, do I really want to force myself to do stuff that I was sick of years ago? Just to get, like, some items that I don't really care about? Like, I really don't care for even having half of the stuff. And then, the other half is, like, I care about, like, saving it. I care about, keeping it. I don't really care about the items themselves. So, can I really be bothered to do it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like this year has been a big womp womp, and I don't see it really getting much better. Like, we have 4 updates after this left of the year, and it's like, one of them is surely going to be, like, the Winter Village gets here. That's it. Um, like, I mean, I'm not having too high hopes for the rest of the year. And yeah, I'm gonna go through my, like, what do I think is gonna happen for the rest of the year, like, a little bit later. Um, I want to do that, like, towards the end of the video. But yeah, it's just like, are we really gonna get anything good this year? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And yeah, the other, like, mini quest this year was, like, meeting Arissa, which, like, what was the point of that? Like, I just feel like that's just so out of place. Because, like, we heard about her for, like, so long. Like, she was called, like, other things throughout, even. And it's like, she's, like, always been, like, mentioned as this, like, big threat and everything. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, I get it that she's supposed to be, like, some ancient being or whatever. But it's like, she looks like a kid. She kind of acts a bit like a kid. Um, and I just feel like, her introduction was like, yeah, womp womp. Like the rest of the year on Star Stable. And we got this, like, mini quest in, like, June, was it? And the other one in, like, January. So, yeah, we haven't gotten anything since. At least not something I consider a quest. Because, like, sure, we got, like, the talk to Scythe about, like, the dolls. But that's just like an introduction to, like, information about, like, how to do this, like, thing. And then sure we got, like, to talk to Arissa and Scythe, I think, a little bit after doing that, but yeah, I wouldn't really call, like, talking a bit to someone a quest, because a quest to me is like you talk to someone or go somewhere, like, well, talk to someone, go somewhere. Then you do something and you talk to someone, do something, yeah. Um, but yeah. But yeah, so, like, the meeting Arissa, like, it was just like, oh, there's this kid. Then you can, like, listen to what the Dark Riders think about her. And them, like, having a little fight, and then you get, like, sapped to an island you can't escape from without, like, the calling for pickup. Yeah, it was just like, what even is this? Like, what was the point of this? Like, we waited, like, half a year for this? What? Um, so, and also, like, from what I've heard, like, Star Stable are planning to now end that storyline, haven't they? So they're planning to not really, like, continue the storyline of, like, the Dark Riders, it seems. I don't even know. I feel like it's just so messy because it's like you just introduced a new character. And then now it's supposed to, like, be the end of these, like, this group. Like, what was the reason of introducing Orisa in the first place if now we're just gonna, like, not see them anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why introduce a new character if that's gonna be the end of them? Like, I'm sorry, but what's the point? Why even bother? That's like, being friends with someone for a day and that's it. Like, I'm sorry, but like, sure, fun to have someone to hang out with, like, for the day, but it's like, yeah, you don't need to, like, do something big about it. Just be like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll hang out today, whatever, and that can be it. No need to be like, I don't know, getting each other's number and never talking again. Yeah. Like, it's just like, don't even bother to introduce a new character if you're not going to, like, keep them around for much longer. Like, that's just, like, a waste of time. Um, so yeah. And, like, yeah, we've gotten, like, a few things that were new for each of the festivals, which haven't been too many this year. The Halloween festival, of course, we got the, like, werewolf stuff with Scott, which was, like, a little quest that too, actually. Um, and then dailies. And I mean, I didn't try the daily for like the first Saturday, but for the second, it was like not even possible to do because one of the jackalopes or whatever the bunnies with horns are called, one of them were like in an inaccessible area. Like you literally couldn't get up there. Or I couldn't. Maybe some people like are able to like rock climb could, but I couldn't. So I could not get that bunny, and I tried several times and like log in, log out, and all to see if it would like go to a different place, but it didn't. So yeah. So it's just like was that really low effort to like do that? I mean, like I feel like you should be trying out to see if it's actually possible to do things if you'd add it into game. Um. So okay. And that was like, the new thing to do for Halloween. Um, for the, well, spring this year, camp, we got the jackalope race. That was the only new thing there to do. And I mean, I don't think that, like the things with Scott, besides from it, like, being unplayable for Saturday, at least the one I tried, or the jackalope race was too bad. So that was like cool and all, but it's like, and that's the only new things for the events, and the rest is just the same old. I think that's kind of bad, especially like events we've had, and things we've been doing for years. And of course, like the camp has the benefit of that it was new last year, so it hasn't gotten that old yet, even though, you're stuck doing the same thing over and over and over to get enough summer tokens. So, yeah, so it's like, even though, like, yeah, it was new last year, I was pretty sick of doing it towards the end of the summer, last year, and it's like, so it's just like, sure, I'm not like so sick of it that I'm just like dreading through it. Yet, because like, I mean, sure, got a little sick, towards the end, but it is still so fresh that it's like, it's okay. But the more time that goes on, the worse it's gonna get. So, and I kind of feel like Star Stable should maybe do like every 2 or 3 years of the same, and then like switch between, because then like we get something actually new, and then sure, people like old players, sorry, new players get to like enjoy these events and try them out. Um, but old players aren't stuck doing the same old thing over and over and over. So yeah, and I feel like this is why I love the Haunted Trail Ride so much, because it's like even though it is the same like thing you do, You just ride around a trail. It is, like different elements and it gets combined in different ways. So it's like, sometimes you get this at the beginning, sometimes you get it like a little further along. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. So that one, like even though it is the same thing over and over, it's still different. So it doesn't quite feel like doing the same thing, like the same exact thing over and over. So yeah, that's what I've probably done the most of the Halloween updates. Festival, sorry. So yeah, it's just like, it doesn't feel like doing the exact same thing over and over because it really isn't. Like, yeah, you're doing the haunted trail ride, but it looks different from time to time. So, yeah. So, yes, I think that's like, a good idea to just have it be a little different from time to time, not just doing the exact same thing over and over and over. Um, so yeah, because like doing the same thing over and over gets old, and not after too long even. But like when there is like a little bit of a difference, a little bit of change, that's all you really need. So yeah, to make it, like feel different. And the same thing with like the jousting too, for the medieval area. Since, like it is a different route every single day, then it kind of feels a little different. Even though you're doing the same thing, it's like it's still a little different because the route is different. So, yeah, it takes a little longer then to get old. Um, but yeah. And yeah, and for the first spring festival of this year, the equestrian one, I think we actually had two new things, dressage and like I think Sabine had like a second race too, right? I don't even know. I think so, but I'm not quite sure. I went through like all of the updates for this year in like the 3 hour video. And I mean, I don't remember Sabine's like I think she had two, but I don't remember if that's like actually new or not, so I don't even know. I don't like dressage. So yeah. Um so like having that as like one of possible two then new things, and that's the only new things. And I'm like so sick of the like old stuff because I've been doing it for so many years. Um yeah, I did not enjoy that. And also like I don't like spring too much as a season. I mean, the only reason why I like summer less is because it's like warmer. Um I don't like light, I don't like heat. So summer's beat spring to like the which one I like the least of the seasons, just because it's warmer. If spring was like the hottest season, that would be my least favorite. So it's like I don't really like spring. I don't like anything really about spring. Like nothing good about spring to me. The summer, like it has good elements, like summer vacation for people in school, anyways. Which for most of my life I've been in school and had summer vacation, so yeah. Not in school anymore, so like not anymore, but it's like yeah, like as a kid, at least summer has summer vacation. It's too warm for me, but it has summer vacation, and I really like that. And that's pretty long too, so that's really great. Like most of the summer has been vacation, for most of my life. So yeah, like because like for us, school is like, um, ends sometime in June, starts sometime in August. We have like 8 weeks of summer vacation from school. So Yeah. So it's like, a third of the summer is school and the rest is summer vacation. So like, I mean, if summer was just a little colder and, we brought all of that heat over to the spring instead, summer would actually be like so much better. So, yeah, I mean, like, the fact of having so much time, like, off kind of, ooh, that's great. So, yeah, so the only thing really ruining the summer for me is the heat. Can't take the heat. I'm a polar bear, so, like, I cannot take the heat. So, yeah, so it's like, I mean, summer is only really bad to me because of the heat, and it's too light. Oof. So, yeah, and I mean, like, the winter, I only like that because it's cold and dark. So if the summer and winter would, like, swap, and the summer would be cold and dark, the winter would be warm and bright, I would like the summer the most. So yeah. Well, I don't know if, like, Paul would beat it actually, because I mean, Halloween, loving that. And also, I guess it's also like a little bit because it gets colder and darker for the fall. So it's like, that too. And we're getting, like further away from the heat and the brightness. So yeah. But still, like, my favorites are when it's cold and dark. So yeah. And I think that in a way does actually affect how I feel about the festivals too. I mean, sure, like when the Winter Village is here, that's the busiest time of the year for me. So like, I just, like then enjoy going into Star Stable and just going on autopilot to get a break. And also I just like the season, so it's like, it's fine. Halloween, loving Halloween. But yeah, and then, the summer, it's too warm. So it's good for that one to me at least, that it's like, so new. Um, but the spring, oh, I don't like that. So yeah, and then we didn't get like anything to do for the Rainbow Festival. Um, so yeah, that was very boring. And we didn't get any like birthday celebration because now the medieval stuff is a permanent thing, not like a birthday celebration. So yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the medieval stuff. It's pretty cool and all. Especially I love the dragons. And the jousting, like since it's like a little different from time to time, like day to day, that's kind of fun too. Because like it takes a little longer to get old. But yeah, and then like we've gotten like horses in tack. We got lunging 2 times, I think it was. And I didn't like lunging the first time it came. So then getting it, like permanently in game, and also just like 1 week to get it at Steve's, and then the next week we got it actually both at the Starshine Ranch and the Baroness's racetrack. I didn't know that we had it at the Baroness's racetrack even. So yeah, and no, I could not be bothered to log in and check it out. That's why I didn't know that, and I just couldn't remember what I read. So yeah. I think we got like something else with one of them. I don't really remember. But like, yeah, that's not really even something new because like we had it for the summer camp. So yeah, so it's just like that is just like getting something old in another place for 2 out of 3. Old in an old place even for the one of them. So it's just like spending an update to get something old into the game, like and not getting anything new that week. Um, And I get it that, like, of course, sometimes we're gonna get, like, smaller updates because we get updates every single week, which is a lot. But it's just like, yeah, I feel like this year has been so underwhelming. So yeah, and then I don't really remember anything else. So nothing really memorable this year. Um, or I mean, at least not memorable in a good way. Because, I mean, yeah, I might remember, like, this is the year that we didn't get any summer festival, that we didn't get birthday, yeah, that we got the Trailblazer track and the, like, champion ribbon thingy. And, I mean, I'm not so sure we're actually getting any more quests at all this year. And, I mean, the one so far has been very small, as well as I don't know if we're actually getting a new area. So, yeah, so, I mean, like, to me, this might be remembered as, like, the year we didn't get barely any quests, and the ones we got were tiny, as well as, like, no new area, and, yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be remembered as a bad year, regardless of if we get, a brand new area and a big quest, for the rest of the year, like, in the, like, 4 updates that are left after this, because no, it's not coming in this. So even if we do get like a massive quest and a brand new area, like even if they would have given us all of that, like big area, grayed out area at the top, and a massive quest or two even, it's just not good enough, because it's like it's been so bad this year that like there's no saving it. So I'm just hoping that next year will be better. Um, yeah. And I hope the Trailblazer track just goes and dies because, and their championship ribbon thing too, because oof, I hate them both. And of course, I get it. People are different, so like some people may love these, but I mean, like I have been seeing some comments on Instagram from people like that, like they got halfway, and that's how far they got from the for the Trailblazer track and all. And it's just like, yeah, this was exactly what I was saying, like when I was doing the Trailblazer track and going crazy from that. That some people are not going to be able to like get even halfway through or whatever. So yeah, and I feel like you should at least like either have more time, be given more points for the things you do, or that there should be less points you need to get all the stuff. Um, Possibly also an option to just like be able to pick what stuff you want to get, because some people might not care for all of it. Me at least. But like, yeah, people should have a chance at actually being able to do stuff. And like be able to do things well within the time that we have. So that even if you can't be on every single day, even if you can't play too much, you should still be able to like do it. In my opinion, anyways. But yeah, yeah. And I know there have been like in videos saying like they're not posted, but yeah, saying that like okay, let's see how much time you could have done this in if you like spent as little time as possible. And yeah, I mean like if you're on 24/7, you could like maybe spend a couple of days, and that's it. But like, who has the time to be on 24/7? Nobody, pretty much. So yeah. So it's like, well, if you're insane, sure, you can do it. But who is insane? Not most people. Star Stable will, clearly, but. uh, me too, right? Me too, right? But yeah, I mean, let's make it possible for, like regular people too. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting more space. but not the Trailblazer track. Noble Norkers. And that doesn't even sound like a word, but apparently it's like an Austrian horse, was it? I think so. November 13th. I don't know if it is Austrian like Norker, so. But it just doesn't feel right to say it in English. So, but yeah, it says Norker in every language, so. I mean, I don't know Russian, so, but like in every other language, it says like literally Norker in like this, exactly like this. So, yeah. Russian have like different like characters and all, so like different like yeah. So doesn't say it exactly like this, but I'm sure it says the exact same thing, just like in Russian, like letters. So, but yeah, November 13th. We say hello to a new friendly face. The gorgeous Noriker horses will arrive in Jorvik. Find these big beauties at Silverglade Manor. And I mean, these are like big horses, so kind of like, the Shire, that kind of size. It seems. I looked it up. Shires are like the only breed I know. So, yeah, loving them. So these are like going to be at least the same size. They don't look too similar apart from that. But yeah, so big horses. We love that. I don't care for horses really. Like, I know it's a horse game, but I just don't care for new horses because it's like, I don't care for stuff. I don't feel like that there's much of a point in getting stuff. Um, and yes, I know that I'm like, I want to like keep everything, hoard everything, but I don't really care for the items themselves. So, yeah. The Silverglade Equestrian Center. November 20th? And I was like, when I was like making predictions for November, I was like, there's definitely going to be something big like on the 13th, 20th, or 27th. And well, yes, I feel like there is a lot of work going into like, updating an old area. It's not so much new for us. So it's not like a big update to like us players, even though I'm sure like for the people who work on this, it's big. But yeah, so I was expecting like, a new area or a big quest or some, but then we get, an old area. More old stuff. November 20th. The Baroness's Manor receives a fresh makeover. We welcome you all to the Silverglade Equestrian Center. Explore all the updated surroundings, including things like the garden, the beautiful grape fields, and the relocated riding arena. What is the riding arena? No, seriously, what is the riding arena? I don't know. So is that like the like riding house where like there are races? The one by the lake. Is that it? Because I have no clue. So, so like relocated riding arena. I don't even know what that is. So yeah, that's great, right? Me just having no clue what they're talking about even. Um, woo! No, I seriously think it is lovely that I just have no clue what they're talking about. And like, what even is that? Like, do they mean like, it's not called riding house, but like, you get what I mean. Is that it? The one like, outside of the Golden Hills gates by the lake, river, whatever, like the water. Is that it? Or is that something else? Because I mean, I love that in that location. I don't want that. I don't want that to be moved. I want this to stay in this place. Please don't move it, Star Stable. Like, what are you doing? Um, but yes, it's like and I mean, yes, I am excited about like an updated old area because it's kind of like new area light. So it's like a little bit like it, but it's like not even coming close. And since, like brand new areas and exploring them is my favorite thing to do, then this, like, comes like Sure, a little further down on things I like to do in game, but it is kind of high up there because it's like, same but different. So it's like, it is a little bit to explore, but it's not that much to explore. So it's like, I get like, yeah, it's like, a side dish kind of. Like, a brand new area is like the main dish, and this is like a side dish. So yeah, like, you can skip the side dish, you don't really need it, but it's cool too. And I feel like, the reason why I'm so disappointed about this is because I feel like this might mean that we're not getting a brand new area this year. So yeah, I would have been more excited if Star Stable would have been at, yes, we get a like brand new area, if we would have already gotten it or something. I would have been much more excited. But since I was like expecting something really big to come here, and then it's like, oh, our Star Stable like doing this is like the big thing of the year. Ooh. I'm scared. And I know that we got, like the medieval market or whatever it's called, the medieval thing. And that's also like an updated old area, even though it feels more like a new area because it's like there was nothing there before, so it's like, it doesn't compare to anything. So it's like, that's just different, not the same, but different. But that's so tiny that it's like, and it's also like, it's not a new place on the map. It's an old place on the map. So, yeah, so since we've gotten like two updated old areas, I feel like why would we also get like a new area? I feel like that just doesn't make much sense. I mean, sure, I'm still hoping that we get a new area because I feel like we deserve it. And especially after this year. But also just like, an updated old area is not the same as a new area. So yeah, but like I'm starting to be afraid both because we barely have anything left of the year and also because, like we get another updated old area. I'm starting to feel like we're not gonna get a new area. Um, so yeah. And I mean, Star Stable did try this in 2018 of not giving us a new area, and nobody received that well. Like, that's literally why we got that, like, teeny tiny thing in 2019. Because, like, people were so pissed at not getting a new area. So, yeah, I don't think Star Stable should try that again, because, like, it did not go well last time. It's not going to go well this time. Um, so it's like, what are you doing, Star Stable? Yes, and I'm speaking as if Star Stable is an entity. Like they didn't, they got like they made the summer festival in the spring. They didn't give us a birthday celebration at all. Like nothing, no mention even. They didn't give us anything to do for the Rainbow Festival, so like pretty much no Rainbow Festival. They haven't gotten like, they haven't given us any like quests besides from like itsy bitsy ones this year. Barely any new things to do, like a bunch of old stuff to do, and that's it, pretty much. Oh, like Star Stable, what the heck are you doing? Do we need help, Star Stable? Are we losing it a little bit? Mm, like, blink twice if you need help, Star Stable. Gee. So, I mean, like, I'm excited. Not as excited about, like, as I would have been for a new area. But also, like, at the same time, like, it's tainted by the fact that I just don't feel like we're gonna get a new area this year. So, yeah, I mean, excited, sure. Somewhat excited, but also, like, I would be more excited if I knew that we actually would be getting a new area this year. Because it's like, if this is, like, supposed to be the substitute for a new area, no thank. I mean, like, Star Stable, like, if you're trying to give us this instead of like a new area, keep your Silverglade Christian Center. Keep it. I don't want it. Same as like with the medieval stuff, like I wanted the birthday. Like sure, the medieval stuff is cool, but like it's not a substitute for the birthday. It's just not. So like I mean please give me this too, but like new area, we deserve it. Birthday stuff, we deserve it. Star Stable, give it to us. I don't know, like, oh, you should be grateful for what you get, but it's like, what have Star Stable really given us this year? Like, after all, I had 3 icons that have, like, lifetime star editor. I paid so much money to be here. What have I gotten this year? Doesn't feel like anything. So yeah, I'm very disappointed. If you couldn't tell already. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't care for horses, so I don't care for the update number 2. Yeah, I mean, we need more space in the wardrobe, so that's great, but then the Trailblazer track kind of, like, kills that one very much. It's just like, if it would have just been like, oh, you get more space, I would have been, like, that would have been great. I would have been satisfied. But then we get the Trailblazer track, kill me. Like, it's just like, it's Star Stable, you really know how to ruin my mood. This year, we're trying to ruin my mood, apparently. Like, are you trying to make me quit? Is that the goal of the year? Feels like it. Feels like it. So yeah. Um, and it's just like, I mean, is this just like really bad luck, and I'm gonna get like a really good luck streak like later on or something, or is this like payback for a really good luck streak? I don't know, but I'm scared because I mean, can't I just have like no, like just nothing? No good luck, no bad luck, just nope. That'd be great. That'd be great life. Could you just not? Because, like, yeah, it's great to have, like, a good luck streak. I've been having that before. And I'm like, is this payback? Is this, like, now we're gonna go, like, all the way down because, like, oof. I want it stable. This just ain't. No, this is star unstable right now. Star unstable. Not star stable. Get stable again. And then we have more Christian activities! November 27th. Explore more of what the Silverglade Christian Center has to offer, such as lunging and dressage. The two things I didn't like the first time I tried them. So no, not looking forward to that either. I mean, of course, I feel like the Trailblazer track is worse, but this one, close second. At least for the, like horses, I just don't care. And for the like Silvergate Christian Center, I do care. It's just it's overshadowed by I don't think we get a new area this year, and that pisses me off. So yeah, so it's like excited for one, but like there's like a heavy rain cloud over that one because I don't know if like I don't know if this means we don't get a new area. And the horses, I don't care. I'm just indifferent to it, so that's like it's fine. I just don't care. The Trailblazer track, go die. Go die. I don't want you here. You know, you know. Bye. Lunging and dressage, like lunging again? Again? No! Don't stop giving us old stuff. We don't want that. Give us something new, Star Stable. And actually new, not like old stuff with like a fresh coat of paint. Give us something actually new. Gee. And dressage? Oof. I mean, I think I did like, once or so, and I was like, I'm too done with this. Too done. Never again. Um, so yeah, I'm not gonna have much to do for, well, I mean, if I do the Trailblazer track, If I do that, I'm gonna have a lot to do. But I mean, for the updates, not much. So it's gonna be like, in a way, a slow month on Star Stable, but also if I do the Trailblazer track, which is still an if, it's not gonna be right. So it's like, in a way, like, thank you for not giving me like too much to do in one way, but also like, you're giving me too much to do with the Trailblazer track. Stop. Give me a break. I need it. Um, it's the final week to finish gathering points during the last part of Trail of Splendor. So at least, like when November is over, December comes and we don't have the trailer, like the Trailblazer track anymore. But I mean, I'm convinced that we're gonna get the ribbon thing again. Not gonna do it, so that's fine. I've already decided I'm not gonna do it again. Um, did do the first time, do it the first time. Only did it because it was Halloween designs. I love Halloween too much for this, for my own good. But yeah, I'm not gonna do it again because like it's ribbons, like it's ribbons. It's too much work, way too freaking little pay, and also I just can't be bothered with the designs that isn't Halloween either. So I mean, good for me that I get to skip it then, and it's like, like yes, I do have the I want to like have it and keep it, but also like in this case, I just don't care enough. Like it's just not worth it. Want to have it, want to keep it, but like I don't care. I don't care enough about that, even in this case. So good for me. Um, yeah, good for me. But yeah, with the like Trailblazer track, it's like not just the ribbons, so it's like I'm not going to be happy about November. I feel like lots of people are not happy about November because it gets colder and darker. That makes me happy, but like the Trailblazer track kills that mood. So I'm gonna be as grumpy as everyone else. Woo! I'll be matching the mood! Because the Star Stables is a terrible decision to bring back the Trailblazer track. Wow! I mean, at least I'll be matching people's mood, though. And I'll be matching my December mood, because I don't really like Christmas and my birthday. My birthday is in January, but the beginning, by the way. So yeah, it's just like, I mean, sure, I like the seeing people I love. It's nice food. And that's where it stops. It's too busy. I don't like gifts. I love getting free stuff. I just don't like gifts because I don't like surprises. So yeah, and I don't like being like the center of attention. Like when you open gifts and everyone's like looking at you, especially birthdays, because then it's like you're the only one opening gifts. Everyone's like always just looking at you. You gotta pretend to love this situation. And even if you get a gift you hate, you gotta pretend to love it because, like, social rules. I always get stuff I don't like. And it's just like the worst part is like that I don't like pointless things. And also it feels like, oh, you don't really know me, you can't be bothered to get to know me. And that hurts. Um, Especially, like when it's every single year. So yeah. Yes, it's like, I mean, at least if it would have been like, something like a thing for like a good cause, like, oh, this like little whatever the heck, and it's like, you're supporting some like good cause with it. At least, like it has a point. Even though like the thing is just gonna like collect dust because I don't care about it. At least if it's like for a good cause, it's great. I once got this, like, I don't know what it even is. I don't remember and I don't care. But it was like donating to charity something, to buy it. So, yeah. Um, and I just feel like, if you're just getting some like random junk that's just going to collect dust and is not even given to charity or anything, it's just like, what's the point? Just don't bother. Um, So, like, if it is something I actually like, that's great. Or if it is, like something that gives to charity, lovely. I just found this, like, just found this place that seems to be like giving to charity, and they have things this year and all. So I was thinking of like looking through that and seeing if there's like anything I want or just something that is like okay to get. Um, so yeah, because then at least I can get a gift that like has a bit of meaning, and even if it's maybe not like that important to me, the item itself, at least it does something good. So yeah, and I tried to do this like last year too, but I just couldn't find anything that was like okay enough, and also then it was sold out the things I actually wanted. So yeah, but yeah, and it's also like some stuff just is like it's just gonna be like collecting dust. So like I think that is better to just not get it at sometimes then. Like if it's like I can't use it for anything, then it's better not to even like have the thing produced for me. Um, so yeah, then it's better that like if it's like pre-produced, that someone else gets it and can use it, or that it doesn't get produced in the first place. So yeah, so like things that actually have use. Um, and I mean, if it's something that you can use and that donates to charity, that's great. So yeah, um, yeah, and I mean, like, I'd rather get like a box of matches or some deodorant, like the kind I use, or some food or whatever, drinks, something that can be used. So yeah, because it's just like at least it will be used then. So it has like some point to it. And I do like to get stuff myself, like order it myself. And I've done that a lot of times. So this year, I've ordered a couple of stuff. I don't really remember all of it, so that's great. But yeah, just like, pieces that, I can use for things. I've gotten a lot of like kitchen supplies because I like, bought an apartment this year and renovated the kitchen. So I was thinking like, yeah, maybe, let's have kitchen supplies that I can actually use and all. Um, so yeah, and I'm also all about like not spending too much money because I don't see the point in that. So yeah, yeah, and then when we have the picture, like this is obviously like the wardrobe, which like loving that, much needed. Horses, don't really care for it, but that's like I'm just indifferent. Um, yeah, lunging and dressage, not my cup of tea. The Trail of Splendor, ugh, ugh, the Trailblazer track can go and die, honestly. And this one, like, I'm a little unsure if that is like the new, like how it looks, how it's going to look, or how it looks now. I think it is like how it's going to look, but like I said, like an updated old area is, like going to have a lot of the same elements as before, so it's not going to look like that new. It's kind of like, a fresh coat of paint. Like, yeah, it looks different, but it's like same but different, yeah? So yeah, just not so excited about it. Um, and also, like, I definitely feel like it's not going to be, like this is going to be the, in quotation marks, new area of the year. So we're not actually going to get a new area. We're just going to get, like, old areas with a fresh coat of paint, essentially. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna get a new area this year, and since that's my favorite thing in game, that saddens me. Yeah, and I just wanted to show my kitchen. Isn't it like exactly like this because the floors and the walls look different? Um, are there little more differences too, maybe? I don't know. Well, yeah, I do have a ventilator, and like I just used the one that was in there to begin with, so yeah, but it looks pretty much like this. Obviously not that one standing in there, but I just wanted to show what's in the corner a little better. So yeah. And the sides are like a dark gray, and a lot of it is like black, so it's like dark gray, black, silver like metal, two different shades of green and white. Yeah. So, and the handles are like this color called anthracite, which is like a dark gray. Same with the shelves and the sides. And this is like a black marble thing. Yeah. And of course, like, it doesn't look like that. The sink is a sink. I don't know why it does that. So, this is what the sink looks like. Double sink. Loving that. Um, Yeah, and it's like, the backsplash is like all the way almost. There's like an electrical outlet on the side, and it goes like almost until that one. And then there's also an electrical outlet here that is like on top of the backsplash. I don't know how that's done, but oh well. And then the backsplash here is just like over the cooktop and under like this, in between this, because like in order to get it how I wanted it to be, like from here and over, it had to like be put in before the cabinets, but that was put in before because I didn't have like some things to put it in, like some frames. So yeah, so I had to order the frames later, and then it changed a little, but oh well. I mean, the most important is like backsplash behind the cooktop, because like of spilling. If anything spills, then it's supposed to protect the wall, and then behind the sink because of water spillage. Yeah, so it should be fine. I liked it better with at least like the backsplash going into the corner here, and actually I like it going all the way like under this cabinet too. But it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Um, yeah, and yeah, this one is just like something that like spins. So as you can see, you can turn it around, and that's in this like corner here. So yeah, so that's this one. Just gonna move this here for a sec. Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over like what's this is like the bench top, like black marble. It's like laminate. I don't know if that's what it's called in English, but like the material isn't like marble, but it's just like the pattern is. So yeah, and yeah, this one is like sliding out, so is this one, and all of the handles are the same, even though some of them like look different in the program because like they couldn't use like the and this isn't like, this is just like use your own for the like grayed out things. Haven't bought any yet. Yeah, it's just like open under here. Probably gonna have like cleaning supplies or whatever under there. I don't know, because like there might be some water leakage. So um, yeah, and it doesn't really like open. Like this is attached to the like dishwasher itself. But yeah, and then the front for the dark green is this like Havstorp deep green. It's a really dark one and it's so beautiful. The handles is this one, Skruvshult in anthracite. So that's like a dark gray. I think it looks so cool. And that's like the handle for everything, but this one, which doesn't have a handle. Yeah, I showed you the bench top, and this is what is like on the sides and like underneath here. I don't know if you can see it. That is like this thing at the bottom here, but whatever. It's like it's got legs too though, but yeah. Yeah, and this is the dishwasher. They don't have it anymore, and I got it for cheaper than that, so yeah, there's no more pictures really. But yeah, yeah, it's just like the cheapest one they had, and I don't think they have it in stock anymore. Yeah, and as you can see, like it's the same name for like the thing at the bottom as well as like the side, and it's like this like anthracite, so it's dark gray. Um, yeah, and then most of the stuff is like black. Yeah, and this is the backsplash. I picked the stainless steel side, not the copper side, because it's like double-sided. So, yeah. Yeah, and the rest it doesn't really matter too much. Then we got into the cooktop, and I chose like drawers all the way at the bottom, besides from like the carousel thingy, because I think that's just like better at the bottom, because it's like if you have shelves, it's so hard to reach like the inner shelf, whereas like if you have drawers, like you can pull them out. So yeah, and this is like, all the same as the other ones. Yeah, and this is like the cooktop, and this was just the cheapest 4 burner, so yeah. Um, yeah, because I wanted like a 4-1 because like I feel like 2 is like, yeah, it just looks better with the 4, and also like if you're then going to like, make 4 things at a time, or 3 things at a time, yeah, I just feel like that's better. Um, yeah, and I can like show the carousel too, like it's actually cool, the carousel, so yeah. And it's because, like it can turn around, so. So yeah, so that's great. So yeah, and I've had like, shelves at the bottom before, and it's such a hassle to like get to things. So I just didn't want that again. Come on, can I move you, please? So yeah, and this one I already showed, it's just the same one as that. This one is with like the oven. And it's like, yes, there are like shelves at top and then drawers at the bottom, but I don't know exactly what I'm gonna use this for, and it is like deep, so it's gonna be like a little hard to get things from there, but also like it's higher up, so I feel like, might make it better. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have something like long in there or whatever, like, yeah, and I picked like one, like the second cheapest oven. So yeah, the other one like seemed like it didn't have too much like settings and all. I don't really know, but so this one seems like the right choice. Um, so yeah, I don't really like know what the difference is, but like whatever. So yeah, and I mean like the things that I couldn't pick in black, besides from like the gray stuff. So the things I couldn't do in dark, I did in whites. I don't like white that much, so but yeah. But yeah, there's some things that they just didn't have in black, so. And then also I thought that these things were black. So yeah, I see now that it's like, a dark gray and not a black, but I thought it was black, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm just picking that because I think it's black, and then it wasn't. So, but whatever. I mean, dark gray, black doesn't really matter too much. Um, so yeah, I like dark colors, and this is like, just shelves. This is shelves and internal and external drawers, and this is supposed to be like somewhat of a closet, I guess. I don't really know yet, but might use it as a closet because I don't really need like that much space for like storage, and I'd like to have like somewhat of a closet in this room as well. This is going to be like my main area. Um, so yeah, so I'm probably going to use that as a closet, and then maybe this is like some extra closet space or some, I don't know. Maybe like for not like clothes, but like I don't know, sheets, kitchen, textile, whatever. I don't know. Then we have this one, and this just has like something that you're supposed to just like push to open. So yeah, I don't know exactly like, how to explain it, but you just like push it and it just opens. It's like, yeah. Yeah, seems pretty cool. And the only reason I picked that was because this one, like, collides. The door collides with the one next door. So yeah, so you couldn't have a handle there. So yeah, that one just has like shelves too, because all the top ones have shelves, besides from like the drawers here. This one couldn't do it in like a different color, so yeah. And the ventilator is like placed at the bottom here, and they had like either this size for doors or like things that were like too long, so it would have gone like further down. So I didn't have any of that were like just going down to this line. I would have picked that if I could, but yeah, it was either this one or something that was much longer and too long. So, and I felt like it's better to do something shorter than too long, So pick this, and this one has like a hole at the back for the like pipe for the ventilator, so that it's hidden. Um, and then this one is drawers at the bottom, and then shelves at the top. And the reason why I picked like only the light green is in these like with like windows glass in them is because I didn't like the green in the like other one, the same style as these, because that's like not flat. It's like got these like carvings or whatever, and I don't like that. I want it to just be like flat. So yeah, but I wanted some of that light green too, and also the walls on this side and that side, so like where the kitchen is essentially, is also that same green. So yeah, and we're gonna like put a box for the ventilator pipe, like because there's a little bit more until the roof, so I'm gonna like put a box on top of here. So yeah, and also that's gonna like be the same color. So yeah, I don't quite remember the color of these two, like this wall and the one like on the other side of this with the windows. But I think it's like a gray or whatever goes well with the rest, so that's fine. And I think the floor is also like a gray. The roof is white. So yeah, and I'm hoping to get like kind of like this exact door. Also going like out the same way. Like you'd open it and it would go like out like into and like kind of like open here, so it would be like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. But anyways, so yeah, so this is my kitchen. I can like put in a picture of like what it looks like in real life once it's all done and all. Or pictures, I guess, would be better. But yeah, so I can do that a little bit later. But yeah, this is at least how it looks in the design program. So yeah, and I'm really happy about the kitchen and everything. Like, I mean, it's got everything I need and want. So yeah. So yeah, so like I ordered some like pots and pans and some other like kitchenware, a little bit other stuff too. But yeah. But anyways, the rest of the year. So obviously this, like goes until November 27th. So it's like, December 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th, which is the rest of the year. I have a feeling that we're either going to get like a small update on the 4th, but most likely the Winter Village immediately then. And like for the first update of like the festivals, we've typically just gotten like the same old. I don't think we've gotten like anything really like new to do in the first week typically. So I think that's just been like, the same old is added into the game, maybe some new stuff to buy, but that's it. So I feel like that's going to be the same with Winter Village 2, and then that we're going to get like more new stuff for the Winter, or, well, something new for the Winter Village like a little later on. Um, so yeah. But yeah, so I feel like the 4th is just going to be like, the Winter Village is here, and that's it. Of course, we could have that as the 11th update, but I feel like if that's going to be for the 11th, then we're just going to have a tiny update, like maybe some new horses or clothes to tack or some for the 4th. So, yeah, either a tiny update or the Winter Village, which, of course, it's kind of a big update to add like all that into the game again, but it is just old stuff, so it's like, it's not much new, yeah. So I kind of count the like festivals as big updates in one way, but it's like, and I mean a lot of times it's a lot to do as well, but it's just like, it's not much new, so it's like, it's big, but also like small with like in terms of like new stuff. So yeah. Um so I'm thinking the 4th is going to be like the Winter Village. I'm kind of surprised if it starts on the 11th instead, but yeah, so like either like something tiny or the Winter Village on the 4th, and yeah, we could get some, like, I feel like maybe we'll get something new for the Winter Village on the 11th, and then like, I don't know, maybe a big update on the 18th. We could get like maybe something big on the 11th and the 25th, but like, yeah, I don't think so. So, but yeah, we're probably gonna get something new. Um, for one of these updates, so something new for the Winter Village. Um, but yeah, and like none of these are going to be the end of the Winter Village. At least I don't think so. Shouldn't be. So yeah, so the Winter Village gets here, maybe, or maybe a small update, and then the Winter Village gets here. But yeah, I feel like it makes the most sense for the Winter Village to get here on the 4th. So yeah. And then like maybe we get like a quest or a new area. I'm leaning more towards quest then for like one of these, than like if we're just gonna get one of them. But yeah, so yeah. And I mean, like, I would have said that, like, oh, it's maybe time to get something new for the medieval area, because, like, that came in September, and, like, sure, it was, like, a couple of weeks then of getting stuff, but it was like, oh, we got, like, things to buy in jousting, or things to buy. Was there more updates for that? I don't even know. I don't even know if we had more updates, but it was like, things to buy, things to buy, things to buy. A little bit of jousting, I think, at the beginning, but yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like, I feel like it's about time we get something more for that. Something more to do there, but it's also like, I mean, we got like one little quest in January and then another one in like June, so it's like, based on Sir Sibyl's track record, I don't think we're gonna get any medieval stuff for like, well, maybe we get it next September, who knows. So, But yeah, I am afraid that, like the updated old area um, is going to be a substitute for a new area this year. And I mean, like, in a way, it's kind of like, if Starstable were just going to give us something like the last 2 years, I feel like, in a way, it's maybe kind of better. Because, like, we've gotten barely anything now for the last 2 years, and it's just like, it's too little. So, like, in a way, like, okay, maybe it's better that they don't just give us something teeny tiny this year and instead just, like, wait and give us something bigger next year or something. I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, it's been so bad lately that it's like, I feel like we already deserve something super big. So, yeah. Because, like, I mean, sure, we got, like, I mean, up until, like, Mistfall in 2017, we had gotten, like, one kind of big area each year. Like, we got Golden Hills one year. Um, was it, like, opponent divided in two? So, one each year. The South Hoof one year, I don't think that's too big, but it's, like, still. I mean, sure, it's kind of big, but it's, like, it's not much. Like we have the hermits and then we have the farm there, and that's about it. So it's not much there. But anyways, we had the Dino Valley at some point. What else? Well, this would be like 2017 for Mistfall, 2016 for the South Roof, 2015 for New Hills Crest. I don't know the exact date, okay. 2014 for the Dino Valley, 2013 for Golden Hills. Did I say 2013 for that? Yeah, 2013 for Golden Hills, 2012 for Jarlaheim and all, and then it's like Star Stable started in 2011, so that would be one place each year. So yeah, I mean, mm-hmm, kind of makes sense. And of course, I don't know the exact like years we got different things, and also, but yeah, I mean, it's on just 1 year each. So we got like all of those areas like one by one year each, and I feel like those are good enough. But then, in 2017, well, actually 2018, we got nothing. And I know that Starstable said that they were like, wanting to update the old areas before giving us something new, and that was why we didn't get anything for 2018. Which, like, I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but it's like also like, okay, fair enough. We get 1 year without anything. Um, and then, like, or we get some time without anything new, and then like once we get new stuff, it's going to continue from then. And then people were really upset about not getting a new area. So for 2019, we got that little sliver at the Golden Hills, like between the castle and Golden Hills and all, where the Haunted Traillight is. Um, which, at that point I was thinking like, oh, okay, so we're going to start getting a new area again. That was quick. But okay, cool. Yay, great. And then and I mean, like, I understood that we weren't really supposed to get anything for 2019, but, like, people were pissed, so, like, then, okay, we got a little bit then. But then when we got something that was kind of like, okay, fair enough for 2020, I felt like, okay, then we're getting a new area from here on out, and things are good now. Um, and then, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit small, um, for, like, the two Redwood areas. But it's like, considering that we hadn't gotten anything for 2018, just a little bit for 2019, I feel like it's good enough as like a start, like getting back to getting areas again. So, and I think we got like, the Rangers part at the end of 2020, and then at the beginning of 2021, we got the like magical horses, talking horses part. So that was also like a little bit like, okay, yeah, this came at the end of the year, and then shortly after we got, like, for the next year, we got the other parts. That was pretty fair. So while I thought that those weren't too big, it's still like, okay, we weren't really supposed to get much, so at least we get something, and I feel like it's an okay size. Yeah, at least the Talking Horses one, I think that, like, Ranger one is a little tiny, but yeah. But that was fine. But then 2022 came around, and we got the library in Fort Maria, which that is tiny. I mean, sure, it's like bigger on the inside than on the map, but it's like, it's just like copy pasting the same bookshelf, pretty much. So it's like once you've seen one bookshelf, you've seen them all. And yes, I can get lost in there, but that's just because like everything looks the same, not because it's like it holds so much new stuff to see. So yeah. And then, like, okay, yeah, we had a little bit of like quests and stuff to do in there, but then that didn't really go, like, it wasn't really necessary for the story, like, and I feel like it's just like Cersei just decided to add a bunch of like nonsense into the main story that like makes no sense. Like, oh, all of a sudden we go to this like library and just do a little bit there and then we forget about it. Same with, like really the 2020 and 2021 things. Like, we go there, stay there for a bit, and just forget about it. And I mean, no, we haven't really had much to do in the Winter Village, Dino Valley. A little bit here and there, or like the Red Lake. Have you had anything to do there? That wasn't really like a new area ever, though. Like, that was always in game, wasn't it? I think so. And New Hell's Crest is basically like dead. um, I mean, Golden Hills, we've had some Halloween things happening there, but like, there hasn't been any quests in Golden Hills for a while, has there? Not that I can remember. No, not that I can remember. And not up the South Roof either, really. So I feel like so many of the places are just like abandoned. And it's like we open a new place and then abandon it afterwards. We just leave, do some stuff, and then never again. As if the places just don't exist. And then, like we had the Devil's Gap, which I mean, I think a lot of people were super excited about that because that's like, something that has been a thing in like the other like Star Stable related games. So I think a lot of people were really excited to like see that, like it's been a game for so long, and then womp womp, really, because it's just like, oh wow, yeah, there's a bunch of like rocks, and like, okay, yeah, we had a little bit to do, and then we just never revisited. So it's like, or I mean, sure, we like did revisit with the like Arisa stuff. Um, But, like, that could have taken place anywhere. We didn't have to go into the Devil's Gap to do that. So, I mean, like, really, like, the library, the Devil's Gap, we didn't need those places to happen, even. Like, and I feel like it's a little bit just like, oh, we got those places because Star Stable felt like they needed to give us a place, but they didn't really want to give us a place. So it's just like, yeah, it felt a little bit like, oh, we're just, like, gonna give people a new area because people will be so pissed at us if we don't. So we're just gonna like just figure out something and a way to like make this work. So we're just gonna like do some stuff about it and then just abandon it like afterwards. And it's just like, don't, just don't. Um, like, don't just like give us a new place and then abandon it like right after. After not too long, like, actually give us something to do in that place, like, don't just leave it for dead. Um, yeah, like give us something to do, like so that we can keep on coming back to areas. 'Cause I mean, like when I like go around doing stuff, like yeah, I maybe see people doing the exact same as me, like they're doing the things that can do in there, which not much. So it's like so often when I ride around Jorvik, like there's nobody there. It's a ghost town. I mean, sure, there's like, a bunch of people at Steve's because I don't know if that's like the meeting place or whatever. But like, and sure, there are people in Moorland because like new players start there. But apart from like Moorland and Steve's, um, I don't really see too many people. Like it's like, you can ride around even in the middle of the day. If you just avoid Moorland and Steve's, you can see no one. Like you can literally be like going around all alone. And then sure, if you go to Steve's or Moorland, it's like, oh yeah, there's like a bunch of people here. But then everywhere else in Jorvik, ghost town. So it's like, in a way, I kind of feel like, it's better to get nothing than, like something that feels worse. So it's better to get like, nothing at all than just like a little bit that is just like pointless, in my opinion. But yeah, I really want a new place this year too. So it's like, yeah, I'm stuck between I want a new place and also I'd rather have nothing than just something pointless. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this video now because it's like almost 2 hours long. I tried to make a shorter video. I couldn't, I guess. Um, so yeah. And I mean, it's gonna be a little bit better once like my apartment is ready and I moved in and stuff. Because I'm just gonna like be able to like record every night, like all of the time because I'm gonna live alone. So it's gonna be a little bit better. With like, I'll actually be able to make videos all of the time. But I mean, like, my motivation to log in isn't going to be better unless there's like changes and all. So, yeah, so it's like, it's going to be easier for me to like, do Star Stable when I live alone, but yeah, if it's just going to continue like this, I'm not going to enjoy it anymore. And it's like, yeah, like when I don't enjoy it, I'm not just logging in every night. Like, I'm not just logging in when I don't need to. Because that's like, when I get a break from being on. So, yeah. So, yeah, so it's just like, I'm just logging in when I need to. That's it. And I hate that it's come to this, but it's just like, I have just no reason to log in. So it's like, please, Star Stable, give me a reason. Give me something new and exciting and fun to do. Give me a reason to log in. And by that, I don't mean like, don't try to force me to log in and like give me prizes that I can get that I don't really care about. Um, like don't force me to log in by handing out like items for doing stuff like that I don't really want to do. You know, like give me something fun to do. Not don't just give me chores. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. It was really long and I tried to make it shorter, but I just had too much to say in this one. And I mean, we'll be back when the next one comes, and then we'll see what the last few updates of the year will be. I'm scared. I'm scared. But yeah. Anyways, I hope to see you later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch my other videos. That helps me being able to like keep on doing YouTube, which I mean, I love making videos. And I make a lot of videos. But yeah. Um, and I'm gonna keep on making Starcell videos, even how much I start dreading the game at times. But yeah, I just hope that Starcell will like give us some actual like good content, because I don't feel like there's been barely anything this year. And yeah, I mean, like, I of course get that not every single update is gonna be like something I love, because I mean there's 52 updates in a year. Yeah. Something like that. I mean, yeah, 52 weeks, but like I guess there could maybe be 53 or 51 Wednesdays, right? I don't know, maybe not. But anyway, so around 52 updates a year, and I get it that some are going to be small, some are going to be tiny, but like when most of the updates are either like you can buy stuff, or we added some like old stuff into the game, or like we're trying to force you to just do old stuff. Yeah, but most of the updates in a year are just old stuff or things you can buy, and the rest are like teeny tiny things if it's something new. Well, that's not good enough. You know, like there should at least be one good new update each month. Um, so yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I hope next year is better. Stay crazy.